Welcome today to Elian's Joy. It is great to be here. It is great to see you. I hope you're watching with me today. And are you watching this episode today? And if you're watching the replay, thank you for doing so. And let me know your thoughts, your comments, your feedback. My name is Elian Haan. I am so glad to be here. This is my fourth season. And so I'm very happy to share with you today. I am a trauma-informed and executive coach. And I do corporate wellness planning. I do corporate resilience training. I'm a best-selling author and international speaker. And I am glad to be here, season number 4 on Win-Win Women, the Win-Win Women platform, and as well reposting my shows on YouTube and so forth. So you can find the replay on several different platforms. I help leaders, I help entrepreneurs, I help executives, leaders that feel stuck. And people that feel stuck become unstoppable. And I'm really on a mission this year in 2025 to help you. And I started last year, one of the episodes last year, with some goal setting and planning for you. And why did I do that? Because so many people do not successfully plan ahead and achieve their goals, right? We have maybe some good intentions, some New Year's resolutions that we're setting, and a lot of people that are not able to stick with them. And today I'm going to share some methods to stick with these goals. And we have to set some long-term goals. We have some short-term goals. It's really important to plan ahead. The number of people that are not planning ahead is surprisingly high. We have about only 8 to 12% of people that are actually following through with their goals, with their resolutions, with their commitments, as I like to call it. So let's replace the word resolutions with commitments and do some goal setting and planning. It is so important because, like I said, we have these keys, these goals in health, in relationships, career, maybe finance, maybe me time. Just some things that you really need to think about that might define your personal and your business aspirations for this year, right? I'm talking 2025. We're at the beginning of it, and I'm going to help you a little bit with that goal setting and planning. And we want to step into action. We really want to step into action. And how can we have actionable steps and methods to accomplish and to succeed with the things that we want to succeed with? There are some key reasons why people are not successful accomplishing their goals, and I'm going to share some with you. There is some, in the most places, some lack of clear, realistic goal setting, right? We just are not really clear on what we want to do. We are underestimating the effort and the time it needs to accomplish these things. We have a lack of accountability towards self, and sometimes even sharing with others can help, right? We don't have an accountability partner. We don't have people around us that keep us accountable. So really finding somebody to help us with that and to be really strict and to be really, really clear on what we want to do is really important. Sometimes we fear and we fail to adjust our plans. If life comes at us and our things are happening that are really just making or accomplishing our goals a little bit more difficult, right? Something's going to happen in life that all of a sudden take you out of the equation for maybe a month. Sometimes it's health, sometimes it's force of nature, things are happening now around us. Sometimes it's really difficult to stick to it, but we fail to adjust our plans. So that is sometimes the big one right there. Sometimes it's emotional investment, right? Sometimes we lack emotional investment. We're not really there. We do it maybe because we are motivated externally. Maybe we think, yeah, we'll get it done, but we don't. And sometimes it's a fear of failure, or just wanting to be perfect in everything. And then we just kind of fall off the wagon as well, right? So that might be one of those reasons that we're not really going strong with our goals and the methods we are applying to it. And sometimes it's a lack of structure and planning. Again, sometimes we don't really have everything set in motion because we fail to write it down. We fail to hold ourselves accountable and follow up and follow through. And then again, we might be overwhelmed by life, right? Sometimes it's just all too much and we did not really set some clear or some really smart goals that I'm going to talk about in a little bit. Then, of course, there's poor time management and sometimes a lack of rewards. Sometimes when we don't see immediately where we need to be, then we just kind of have a tendency of falling off the wagon. And it is so important today to create smart and applicable goals and things that are reasonable, goals that are reasonable in what we want to achieve. So I'm going to help you think about a little bit. What would you like to do the same as you did in 2024? What are you going to stop that didn't work? What are the things that you continue doing next year or this year in 2025 that worked last year, right? What do you want to keep the same and what worked? So what you want to continue doing and what are you going to start doing this year? So what is completely new to you? With what do you want to start doing this year? And with some of these methods, once you write down those goals and you've done this workshop with me, or you've done you watched this episode where I completely went into goal setting and planning, and you've done this and you wrote that down, what are some of the methods that you can apply to it to really keep that accountability? And in doing so, what are the benefits? If you use some of these methods, or maybe one of these methods that I'm going to give you today, you are getting clarity and focus. That is the most important thing. To become really clear and focused on what you want to set forth. What would you like to do? What is your dream? What is your vision for 2025? You get clarity and focus. That is really important. Of course, once you have clarity and focus, you also have increased motivation. I am really inspired to bring on these changes for myself and for others. And so I'm really motivated internally to get them done. And if I put a structure in place, if I put a method in place, I have better time management. So I might do all these things in the morning and really have a structure in place and get it done. And then in the afternoon, I feel so good. I can spend time with my clients, can spend time in my classes, in my workshops, webinars, and to get the best outcome there. Of course, it enhances my accountability, right, to self. I need to keep myself accountable and I need to step up to the plate every week because I have an accountability buddy. And in having accountability buddy, we talk to each other about what worked and what did not work, what was successful, right? We want to always go to those wins. What was successful, what worked, what did really work last week, what did I do well? And what did I not follow up with? What did not work? What was too difficult? What was a challenge, right? So we want to discuss this as well. So it's great to have an accountability buddy, somebody that is in your work space, somebody that is in your friends circle, somebody that you might not know, but you met online, which in my case was the case. And we have been together for 2 years, just meeting weekly and to hold each other accountability and tell each other our plans and goals and the methods that we work through. So last but not least, next to that accountability, it creates resistance, anticipating obstacles, and it builds problem-solving skills, knowing what you can face, and then go into I want to solve, right? So not seeing problems as problems, but problems are challenges that you want to solve and that you see as as a greater challenge to overcome, right? So you are creating that resistance for yourself in that sustained progress that you are working with. So let me go over some of these methods for 2025. And the one that I use a lot working with my clients, working with with training for resilience, training for goal setting and planning, training for overcoming the past and not feeling a lack of self-esteem or confidence, right? But really stepping up to that. One of the methods that I use frequently and also for myself that I love are SMART goals. And SMART goals are an acronym, and SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. What does that mean? Let's go into the first letter, the S, for specific. We clearly want to define, again, and I just said so, we want to define, we want to get clarity. We want to define what we want to accomplish. So write down what your goals are, what you want to accomplish, and what the small steps are towards that, right? And it needs to be somewhat specific. So do you want to lose weight by the end of the month? Maybe 2 pounds? Or you want to go to the fitness center, maybe 3 times a week? Write all that down. Not just something that says, I want to get fit, or I want to get healthy, or I want to work more, I want to work less. But write down how you want to accomplish them. Be very specific about that. And then secondly, it needs to be measurable. So set some standards for that measuring process, right? You buy the gym membership. You go 3 times a week, maybe even with a buddy, which always helps. Maybe you are going to join a group where you can measure and account for what you have set forth for yourself. These are needing to be measurable. These are needing to be some goals that are measurable. By the end of the month, I am losing 2 pounds. It needs to be achievable as well. That's the third letter, right? Achievable. So make sure that these goals are within reach. If you really don't have time to go 3 weeks to the gym, why write that down as a goal? Because maybe you can walk 3 times a week, but maybe you're not having the capacity to go towards that place. So if you can walk 3 times a week, or if you can get earlier to do yoga at home or do something on YouTube, then that is definitely achievable. If you put down on your list, well, I just want to lose weight, I just want to lose 20 pounds, well, that is not achievable by the end of the month. That would not be really realistic. So don't write that down, but write something down that you can see as a win. So if it's 2 pounds by the end of the month, then that might be definitely achievable, right? So it needs to be definitely that sort of achievable, that sort of realistic. And then relevant. Of course, it needs to be in tune with your broader vision, with your broader objectives, with your vision of life, with what you want to achieve as a lifestyle, what you want to see for yourself this year, that you see as something that is successful, that makes you happy, that aligns with your big vision of life. And then lastly, it needs to be time bound. Right, so again, we want to commit to a timeline. We want to commit to a measurable quarter, or maybe a month, or the first 3 months of the year. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. So in that way, you set smart goals for yourself. You write down things. It's a method, but you write it in this method, in the method of the SMART method. That is a method to accomplish your goals. They are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. It's a great way to start your year with some smart goal setting. It's one of the things that I wanted to give to you today. One model, the SMART model, that you can work with. Another one that is really popular and that works for people is the WOOP model. The WOOP, the W-O-O-P, WOOP. And that stands for a wish. The W stands for wish, defining your ultimate goal. What is it that you want to do? And maybe there's just 1 or 2 there, but we'll make it a little bit more, we'll go a little bit more into what is really important. Define that ultimate goal. What is the wish? That's what the W stands for. Then one of the O's, the next one, stands for outcome. Envision the best and most possible outcome. Envision that, right? See the outcome there. And then see the third O, the obstacles. What is going to be challenging? Identify the potential challenges and write them down. Is it a challenge that you have to do this by yourself? Is it a challenge that you don't see your support system? Is it a challenge that you don't have have anybody holding you accountable? Is it a challenge to get to the place where you want to go? Is it a challenge to get to that physical place where you need to be? Is it a challenge because it is more difficult for you to do so? Right? So see and identify the obstacles. Is maybe nobody supporting your plan? So what can you do when you identify those obstacles? Then the D or the P, sorry, the P, the last P of the WOOP model stands for a plan. So what can you do and develop strategies to address these obstacles and see yourself again doing so already. So the WOOP model stands for wish, right? Make that wish very clear, write it down. What is that ultimate goal that you want to wish for? The outcome, see and envision it already, see yourself already there. Then also see and define the obstacles, right? The challenges, the third always for obstacles. And then define a plan. Write down the strategy, strategize, write down the plan to overcome these obstacles and to get to that outcome that you wish for. That is the WOOP model. Some people really like to use that. It's a little bit more refined than the SMART goals. So you really have a completely different setting here, but maybe you want to use this method, the WOOP model, to achieve your goals, right? See what you wish for, see, envision the outcome, write down the obstacles, and make a plan. Strategize how to overcome these obstacles. I hope that helps. Then we're going to go to the third one. The third one are the 5 golden rules. And this is a plan that works for some people. So I gave these plans, I gave these different options, these different models to my clients as well to work with. So set motivating goals. That's the number one. The number one rule of the 5 golden rules. Set motivating goals. So choose goals that give you a personal significance, that are important to you. Again, if it's your health, your well-being, if it's your family, if it's your career, if it applies to your spiritual growth, or maybe to your personal growth, right? Personal mastery. You're going to do this course this year. You're going to accomplish having that exam done, right? These things. Set motivating goals for yourself. What starts your action? What puts you in the start blocks? What gets you going? And secondly, set it in writing. Again, what I do all the time, I believe when we write it down, we are more inspired, we're more internally motivated to do it. We can scratch it off. So set it in writing. Document your goals to materialize them. Also, the third one is step into action. Make a detailed action plan. So that might work for you, right? Detailed steps that require you to achieve those goals. What are the steps towards those goals? It's a very, very the first thing that as coaches we work on. What is your vision? What are the goals? And what are your action steps, right? Again, so have that action plan. What are you going to do daily, again, to achieve those goals that are now in writing? Fourth thing, the fourth step, you have to make a commitment. Again, it is persistently pursuing your goals. You have to make that commitment. If you don't make the commitment, and again, I replaced the words, what was it? New Year's resolutions. I replaced the word resolutions with commitment. Commitment is different. Resolutions are kind of giving you the option to option out. A commitment doesn't. A commitment is clearly be the boss of what you want to achieve. Hold yourself accountable. And then number 5 of the 5 golden rules is feedback and adaptation. So regular ask or send for feedback. Ask for feedback. Ask people to give you feedback. And then be willing to adapt the goals if you are finding it necessary, right? If something needs to change, if something is not working. So again, let's go over the 5 golden rules. Set those motivation goals. Set those motivating goals. Number 2, put it in writing. Number 3, have an action plan. Number 4, commit to it. And number 5, ask for feedback and adapt when necessary. That is your third method that I'm going to give to you today to try to achieve your goals and your dream this year. Number 4 that I wanted to share with you is completely different again. Those are called step goals. And those are personal, progress, and performance. 3 Ps. So the first thing that you might want to focus on is improving specific skills. And the second one is set those goals for personal growth, right? That is progress. And the third one, performance, relates to track improvements over time and see, and maybe with somebody else again, if you're actually improving towards what you want to set forth. Are you improving towards that dream, towards that bigger vision? So step goals are simply personal progress and performance. What is it that you want personally? What is the progress that you can track, right? And make sure that you can write that down again and that you can see progress, that you can have that first quarter progress in place, that you can see is measurable, right? And then the third one is performance. So you want to track these improvements over time. What happened in the first quarter and what can you do and add to that in the second quarter? So the 3 Ps of the step goals are personal, progress, and performance. It is just a method that might work for you. What do I personally want? How can I track my progress? And how can I see my performance over time? It's just a simple method, not simple, but it's a different method that sounds easy, but it's very difficult to put in place, right? It's really holding yourself accountable again. And then the last one I want to share with you today is that, and this is a lot of information. Something that might work for you, another method, is setting clear goals. And CLEAR, again, is an acronym. CLEAR stands for collaborative, limited, emotional, appreciable, and refinable. The third word I could hardly pronounce, right? Appreciable. So collaborative, the C, create teamwork in in your goals, right? In goal attainment, create teamwork. It's very good to be accountable yourself, but it's also great to have a team of people around you, to have a support system that will work with you on achieving those goals. It's great to have a group for your diet and nutrition goals. It is great to have a group for your work goals, right? Where do you want to be at the end of the year? If you're self-employed, if you're an entrepreneur, what would you like to do the first quarter? And how can I find a team that talks about this every week, that has the same ideas, that has the same vision, that is in the same line of work as you are, right? So find collaborative team. That is the first C, to talk, discuss, and ask for feedback. Secondly, make them limited. Narrow those goals again a little bit to focus your efforts. Don't try to take everything on at the same time, but make it realistic, right? And make it limited so that you can actually trace the steps and see that you accomplished something and then celebrate it and win it again, right? See your wins and celebrate your wins. In the third one, the E stands for emotional, right? You want to connect your goals with your passion. I want to be passionate about the things I am doing. I want to see my purpose. I want to see my why. And I am passionate about what I teach, what I do, and what I set forth, and how I work with my clients. Very passionate about it. So obviously, that emotional E, right, in clear goals, that emotional E needs to apply to the things that you're doing. If you're doing things that you're not passionate about, it's really hard to set forth your goals. So be emotional about it, be happy and passionate about it. Then the A in clear stands for appreciable. So break your task into smaller, doable goals. Again, they have to be realistic. You have to see the accomplishments. You have to see what you have just done so that you can really be proud of it and you can step into the next step. And then the last one, the R, again, stands for refinable, right? If needed, and we talked about this with other methods as well, if needed, apply and adjust. If needed, if life gets in your way and you're all of a sudden out of it for a month, and your first quarter is going to look different. Maybe you need to be a caretaker. Maybe you need to take care of yourself. Maybe something happens that puts you in a different situation. Maybe all of a sudden you get an opportunity where you need to move. Maybe you need to take care of somebody who is ill, right? If that is the case, then you need to be able to adjust these goals and refine them to where, again, they become realistic for the situation that you are in. I hope that this helps a little bit for you, right? I hope that this helps to set some method in place that helps you achieve your goals. So set a weekly schedule again, right? Break down the first step and incorporate accountability is really important. Prepare for obstacles in advance, right? What if can I readjust and adjust and reapply some things? And then track your progress. That's very important. So with all these things, I hope that I could help you set some methods in place, maybe one that works for you. Is it SMART? Is it the WOOP model? Is it the 5 golden rules that you can work with? Is it STEP or is it CLEAR? Which method applies to you? Which method would help you put really clear goals into the first quarter of this year so that you can win, achieve, and celebrate? If you need any help, please reach out. I have a winter gift for you, and you can get that at https://wintergift.elianhaan.net. And if you want to go to my website, please find me and set a free call. Set up a free call. I always have time for you and to discuss this if you have problems setting forth some clear goals or seeing your vision or making a plan. Let me know. I'll be glad to help and collaborate with you and get on a call. And you can find me at elianhaan.net. https www.elianhaan.net. Next month, I'm starting a group coaching 8-week session, 8-week sessions for group coaching. So join me. You can find that on my website as well, and reach out anytime. It is great to be with you today. I will see you next week. Make it an amazing day and make it an amazing week. Thank you for watching.